Welcome to Southern Cooking Made Simple, y'all. Today, another delicious garden dinner from my ancestors to your dining room table. Today, I'm doing an Italian dish. This is my grandmother, Lily, Missouri, and her daughter, Pauline, married an Italian, and she gave me such a profound love for everything Italian ever since I was a little girl. My mom used to take me to the Caton Theater, and we would stop at her house every Friday evening, and she would give my mom these delicious recipes. You're going to love this recipe. I had a bunch of stuff left over out of my garden, and I was trying to look for ways to do something a little bit different without just having fried zucchini. I made my own cheese mixture. I took cream cheese at room temperature, parsley, sour cream, salt, pepper, egg, and a little bit of onion powder, and I set that aside after I done that. I mixed that all up real good, and then I grated my Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, and I added about a cup of each one of those cheeses, plus about a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese out of a can. And I added that cheese to my mixture, and then I stirred that up real good. Then I cut my cooked corn from the cob that I had left over. I had about 3 cups. And I placed that on. The layer of corn goes on in the middle of your lasagna on top of your cheese layer. That's the way mine ended up, and it was absolutely delicious, guys. You're going to love this recipe, especially eaten when it's hot. And if you eat this leftover the next day, be sure and heat it up in the microwave or put it in the oven. I grilled my zucchini on both sides on a stovetop grill, just enough to get those black grill marks on both sides. And then at the very end of my lasagna, I put those zucchini on top, and then I covered them with the cheese. This is absolutely delicious. My whole family love it. Everybody in your family will love it. And it's just something else to do with a bunch of things that I have left over. Now, I have a delicious spaghetti sauce recipe. It's on a different video, and it's worth watching because it's my Aunt Pauline's. It came here from the shores of Italy, guys, to the mountains of these West Virginias, straight from my ancestors to your table. I started out with just a layer of the spaghetti sauce and used more spaghetti sauce than I did. You'll see in these pictures, I was a little scanty on my spaghetti sauce, and I wished I hadn't been. I wished I would have slathered it on. So I give you exact instructions here. See how I just put a little bit? Now I gave you a picture of the top of it where I put a lot. That's how much you need to put in the middle too. I'll show you if I do something that I wished I'd have done better. Now when you put a lot of spaghetti sauce in there, that keeps it from getting dry. And pour it on at the top. Make sure that your pan is big enough that it won't overflow, and just keep adding layers of the sauce, pasta, cheese, meat sauce, a little bit of corn and all that, a little bit of more sauce, cheese mixture, lasagna noodles, and right on up. Now I just dropped my meatballs down into my sauce and let those cook until they were done, and then I took them out, broke them in pieces, and put them in the middle of my sauce. This was delicious, and everybody in your family is going to like these recipes. These are things that's come from my family for years. I have a large family, even though I'm an only child, but I have a large family, and this recipe has satisfied our family here in the West Virginias. My Aunt Pauline, she passed away not long ago, and all of the recipes that come from her are almost 100 years old, and all of my other recipes that come from my mom, and her mother, Lily, Missouri, they are hundreds of years old. My grandmother, Lily, Missouri, was a Cherokee Indian, and she had 12 children, and she taught all of her kids how to cook on a wood-fired cook stove. I learned from my grandma Ada, which was her daughter, and my mother, Barbara June. Now, these dressings are designed, I used again the things out of my garden that I needed to use up, and the dressings are designed to be made ahead. If you make them ahead, they taste so much better in the end. Y'all come back now.